Another unique characteristic of the Rhine. I've been invited to Kloster Eberbach, film location for The Name of the Rose and the largest wine estate in Germany. It's a monastery whose winemaking tradition dates back to the 17th century. Even Bismarck bought wine here. Bond and Bismarck. There can't be many places that can make claim to those visitors.
Fantastic. So tell me about this building. This is an extraordinary space.
Yeah, we're here in the hospital of Kloster Eberbach, which is the oldest Gothic building in Germany. It was built in the year 1220. So it's really a true old building.
And how long has wine been stored in here?
Well, after the 30 Years' War, in 1635, the monks started making wine also in this cellar because wine has become very important for the monastery.
Of course, being British, I don't know anything about German wine. Because I don't know why. We seem to be incredibly ignorant about it. And there's only really one way to find out about wine, and that's to drink it. So
that's a good attitude.
We can stop talking now and drink some wine. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure. So let's start with the dry Riesling from the year 2008 from the Bach vineyard.
Mm. That's delicious. Yeah, yes, I should do that really, if I'm tasting wine.
Yeah, sure. It's fruity, it's dry, it's crisp, it's elegant.
It's very quaffable, I think that's the word. Yeah, very nice, yeah. Oh, I could do this all day.
Well,
you do.
Well, someone's got to do it. Yeah. Someone's got to do it. The next wine, perhaps, is a Pinot Noir.
Yep.
From our single vineyard, the Höllenberg vineyard, which is our most precious single vineyard for Pinot Noir.
No, I have drunk more than my fair share of Pinot Noir, but never a German one, so... I'm not supposed to really guzzle it like that, but that's obviously...
It's very tempting. It's very tempting. It's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. Let's go back in time then.
Last but not least, the year 1959, a very special year, a very, very good vintage.
This was the €800 bottle I was waiting for.
The colour is incredible.
Yeah, that's very typical. So 51 years old.
Yes, I could drink that all day long.
Well, if you can afford, it's very pricey, I can tell.
Oh, right, okay. Well, maybe I'll take a couple of bottles of Pinot Noir then.
Yeah.
But after all that drinking, it was time for a deep cleanse. Wiesbaden is one of the many spa resorts in Germany, like the Northern Beach Resort in Heiligendamm, which I visited at the start of my journey. Surprisingly, in the 19th century, Germany was known to the Americans as the hospital of the world, because so many members of Russian and American high society came here to take spa cures. All spa towns are denoted by the prefix Bad, which means bath. We only have Bath in the UK, but Germany is full of them. Baden-Baden, Bad Homburg, Bad Dobrin, Bad Wimpfen. I could go on.
Oh, that's cool. The more observant amongst you may have noticed that I'm naked here in this bathhouse in Wiesbaden. That's not because necessarily Germans are more bashful than British people. It's that they don't really see that you should wear a swimsuit and get it filled up with sweat and get sweat all over the baths and into the benches here. It's a sort of practical approach to bathing. It's a little chilly, this, though. Oh, if you're watching in widescreen, I'd like to apologise. This bathhouse in Wiesbaden is built on the site of a Roman spring. And while the Romans may have invented bathing, it was the Germans who organised, perfected it and turned it into a philosophy.
In the 19th century, Dr. Sebastian Kneipp invented naturopathy, and along with it the Kneipp Bad system, a hydrotherapeutic regime which had you experiencing different waters at different temperatures. Now, the Germans take wellness or Gesundheit very, very seriously. If you're ill, your national insurance allows you to spend a week at one of these wellness centres. Right, and a bit more white on the face. There we go. Because I think that probably. And relax. Sexy. Mark Twain would describe his experience at a German spa to a friend. You lose track of time within 10 minutes and track of the world within 20. Refreshed and fully clothed, thank goodness, I decided to pick up on the theme of Mark Twain. His favourite place in Germany was Heidelberg, the city which best epitomised Romanticism. Overlooking the Neckar Valley and guarding Heidelberg is a red sandstone castle. It was destroyed in 1693, and it's precisely because it was a ruin that it became such a favourite with artists. The river, castle and university would be perceived as the perfect ensemble to paint. The University of Heidelberg was founded by Rupert I, Elector Palatine, in 1386. It played a crucial part in the conflict between Lutheranism and Calvinism during the 16th century. Luther sought to redefine man's relationship with God. One of the ways he did this was to translate the Bible into German, the vernacular of ordinary people, so that the common man could develop his own relationship with the Almighty. At a time when religion and politics were inextricably linked, this was a truly revolutionary idea. But the thing that spurred Luther into action was the sale of indulgences. Indulgences were the commercialisation of faith. In order to pay for St. Peter's in Rome, the Catholic Church had taken to selling salvation. Basically, if you bought an indulgence, you'd get to heaven sooner. Luther was outraged by this and felt that the Church had broken its covenant with God. On the 31st of October 1517, Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the door of Wittenberg Church. These denounced the Pope and attacked the Catholic Church for the sale of indulgences. As news of this spread across Germany, he had to come to Heidelberg, a city of ideas, for safe haven. Other famous students of Heidelberg include Hegel, Robert Wilhelm Bunsen, who invented the Bunsen burner, and like all good inventors, named it after himself, and Karl Jaspers Drees. Heidelberg's a university town and it's full of bicycles, but there's more to it than that. This is where the bicycle was born. In 1815, an inventor called Karl Drees was looking for a way to replace horse-drawn transport because the price of oats had gone up and horses had become too expensive to run. His previous efforts had been four-wheeled, two-seaters with a servant at the back working some sort of hand crank. But then he had his breakthrough. He put one wheel in front of the other and the bicycle was born. Except he called it the Draisine. It's hard to believe that people didn't know how to balance on two wheels before then. But this man made the breakthrough. I was hoping to meet Karl Drees, but of course he's long gone. So I settled for the next best thing, Andreas Storz, who's built a replica Draisine. Well, Andreas, hello.
Hello.
This is a prototypical bicycle, isn't it? Tell me about it. Tell me why did you make it?
25 years ago, I made an apprenticeship as a wagon maker. And as a journeyman's examination, I had to do a practical work. And I intend to do something special, so I built this.
And this is it? What's it made of?
It's made of ash and steel and a little bit of leather. And that's it.
And that's it? It's dead simple. Now, did this catch on? Was it a popular thing?
It easily became fashionable for the young upper class in Britain and in France and in Italy, in Germany too, for sure.
Well, do you mind if I have a go?
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, I have to. Okay, right, okay. Right. Wish me luck. How was that then?
Perfect.
Like a
perfect.
19th century gentleman.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm glad it's got this soft seat for those cobbles. Thank you very much. That's
You're
absolutely
welcome.
brilliant. Wow. Ooh. Heidelberg is steeped in tradition, and some of its customs are quite curious.
This is the Studentenkase, the university prison. The university had its own system of law, so if a student committed a crime, he could wind up in here. But because they were men of privilege, they exercised a fair degree of power over the authorities. Mark Twain wrote about this in his Recollections of Heidelberg, and we'd like to dramatise the scene for you now with the help of a couple of fine actors I've discovered. Thank you. You're sentenced to 2 days solitary confinement in the college prison, and I'm sent to fetch you.
Oh, I can't go today.
If you please. Why?
Because I've got an engagement.
Tomorrow then, perhaps?
No, I'm going to the opera tomorrow.
Would you come Friday?
I don't have anything on Friday.
Then if you please, I'll expect you on Friday.
All right, I'll come around on Friday.
Thank you. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Seems a bit strange, but the students were regarded as gentlemen no matter how they behaved. What's really interesting in here is the graffiti. There's tons of it, going back hundreds of years. But at the top of the stairs, there's a sign that says, "Please do not write on the walls."
My final destination in the south of the country has to be Bavaria, also famous for its beer. Munich, its capital, is the centre of economic and cultural activity in southern Germany. It's an incontrovertible British fact that German people have no sense of humour. But obviously that's nonsense. If they didn't laugh, they wouldn't be human beings. I'm a huge Laurel and Hardy fan, and Stan Laurel, you may or may not know this, was Charlie Chaplin's understudy at one point. And Chaplin was inspired in turn by a German comic, a man called Karl Valentin. And there's a museum for Karl Valentin here in Munich, and I'm going to go and have a look. With Valentin expert Heine Uber, I'm about to watch one of the master comedian's films. But it seems very unsentimental. Apart from the false nose, these are ordinary people, aren't they?
Absolutely, working class heroes. Yeah. His humor is a really absurd, surrealistic humor.
Yeah.
So what he's doing in the film, besides he's always fighting against the physical world first, and then he has playing with words. So he has a little mirror in front of him.
Yeah.
So this doubles his food.
Right.
So it's important for poor people to double the food.
With the nose and the beard, it's like a mask. It's like a commedia dell'arte mask to say, I'm the clown, laugh at this, but it's also understated, using a traditional device, but very modern.
Yes, yes. Maybe you can say his roots are going back to commedia dell'arte.
Yeah.
And this is why he was admired by a lot of writers.
Yes, so he had lots of famous fans, didn't he?
Yeah, Bertolt Brecht, for example.
Right.
Yes. And also Samuel Beckett was a great admirer of him.
Would British people find this funny, do you think?
I think his humor you can understand all over the world. And I can imagine that the British people, they like his humor very, very much, because it's also in the British way of humor, as far as we Germans know the British humor.
Okay.
No.
I feel like a beer, but Heine insists I try a Weisswurst instead, a traditional Bavarian sausage made from veal and bacon. Oh, great. Excellent.
Excellent.
I love sausages. Oh my goodness me, look at these beasties.
So there is one for you and one for me.
Oh, wow.
So Al, look, you have to have the sausages in your hand like that.
Yep.
Okay. Then you dip it in the mustard, and then you put it in your mouth.
I put it in my mouth.
Not biting, only sucking, just like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's delicious.
Now you are a Bavarian guy, my friend.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
This is why Bavaria is a high culture, you know, just like the old Romans or...
That's really good.
So we're going to have a drink on Al eating Munich Weisswurst.
Well, thank you
very
very much.
good.
Thanks for introducing me
Very
to
good.
this delicacy.
Prost, not cheers.
All right.
Prost. and welcome to Munich.
Thank you.